There is a saying that things can go from bad to worse, but it doesn't quite apply to Mullen Automotive. Hi again, everyone. I hope you're all doing really well. So obviously Wednesday was another brutal day on the market for Mullen Automotive. The stock finished down by 3 cents, but in the scheme of what the stock's worth, that's about another 20% slide in stock value. So the 3-week trend we've been on of losing about 40% a week in stock value is set to continue, but perhaps at a more accelerated rate this week, it would seem. Obviously, we discussed yesterday the catalysts which are driving the stock down, that being the fact that the finalising of an equity raising deal had gone ahead, which saw Muln Automotive receive 100 million more in cash, but it came at the cost of very high dilution. And there's also the resale clause, which was announced on Monday, which basically means that a lot of these institutional holders in the stock have the ability to sell off large amounts of their position. And basically that's just added more downward pressure on the stock because there's a lot of emphasis to sell, and right now investors don't have the appetite to buy and hold the stock at the moment, given what's on the horizon, that being that come August 3 we're probably going to have a shareholder we will have a shareholder meeting, and I think out there will be a motion or proposal passed where there will be permission granted for Mullen Automotive to have another reverse stock split. And the reality is that they are probably going to have to do it to regain compliance with the Nasdaq and be above that $1 per share mark. Where the stock is today, it really, we're a long way from being able to get back to the dollar mark naturally. There's going to have to be some sort of miracle come around that's going to pump the stock up. Much has been made about the underlying cash value of the stock being 38 cents come 31st of March. That would have been, I imagine, severely diluted, even though more cash has been given to the company, but there's been a lot more shares issued. So I think that 38 cents per share valuation might be a bit diluted. It was an outdated figure. I was kind of skeptical about that at first when they put that out in that letter to the shareholders. So it's just, there's nothing really good in terms of what's going on with the stock price at the moment. We're staring down the barrel of a reverse stock split. It's probably going to be a significant one. It's going to be more than the 1 for 10 at this rate, it looks like. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing something in the 1 to 50 department even. I've said this before, but another company that I have followed did go through 2 reverse stock splits, that being Accelera Technologies. And basically what happened following the 2 reverse stock splits is the stock actually has regained some price stability because there is basically there's not many shares available, and therefore liquidity in the stock is very low. It does have sort of dramatic movements in stock price, but it's actually brought about a level of stability. Although when you factor in the value of the stock pre the 2 reverse stock splits, it is still an abysmal performance by the company. But we might see some return in stability in the stock price if this reverse stock split does go ahead. Anyway, on another note, there's been a couple of interesting pieces come out about Mullen Automotive in the media, mainly from investor plays, which they're not the greatest source. They're okay, but they're not, like, let's be fair, they're on par with YouTubers and stuff. Really, they're just kind of amateurs talk about things. There's been an interesting change of tune from the people who contribute. They all used to kind of talk about how Mullen's going to be going bankrupt and going out of business. They've got no cash, but now Mullen actually is flush with cash. They have enough to operate for the next 2 years, and hopefully that might be enough to see them beyond once they start bringing in some revenue to the business. That is yet to be seen, but it was interesting seeing the change of tune, saying like, oh, instead of being this company's going bankrupt, they're now of the tune that we're going to see further shareholder erosion, which is true. They've moved away from the bankrupt theme, but now more so that the shares are going to get destroyed. And I think that's the case. For the last week or so, I've been kind of contemplating adding a bit more to my position, in the sense that I want to dollar cost average my position out a little bit. Obviously pick up a steep discount on the stock price compared to what I paid for it before. But the whole thing is waiting to see what the bottom price is going to be. And, we've been sliding quite a bit this week. And, there's sort of, while there's been some little upticks in the aftermarket and the pre-market, there's nothing that's really meaningfully going to make me suggest that the stock's going to come back. Although in saying that, we could be in for a bit of a rebound, maybe a one-day sort of rebound. But honestly, I don't think until we pass this shareholder meeting, I don't think there's going to be anything really coming out that's going to change the course of the stock meaningfully. You know, there might be some updates on the production, which will all be good, but I think people are anticipating that already. So whenever there is some green lights about the production at this stage, I don't think it's going to be enough to reverse the stock's fortunes, unfortunately. So I'm kind of in two minds. I'm holding off, waiting till this reverse, till the shareholder meeting, and to see what happens with any potential reverse stock split. But I'm also kind of tempted to at least maybe partially buy some if the stock falls below 10 cents again. I bought in at 7 cents pre-split, so you know I'm feeling pretty heavy right now. But maybe that's the lucky number. Lucky number 7. If you hit 7 cents, I might add to my position again and just dollar cost average my way down a bit. But maybe hold off and buy a little bit more following a reverse stock split. I still believe that Muln Automotive is going to do big things in the EV space. They are setting themselves up to be a huge player in the space, going into many sort of vehicle areas, as well as technological developments. A lot of it's all very early stage, and we don't know how successful any of it's going to be, but it's all kind of promising at the moment. Well, I shouldn't say promising, but you know, there's a lot to potentially look forward to. But the reality is, to see it come through, they need money, and at this stage, their sales I don't think is going to be enough to bring all these projects online. Anyway, not that what I say is what's going to happen, and nothing of what we say on here is investing advice. Anyway, share your thoughts on today's sell-off. Are you someone who's considering, buying more to flatten out your position, or are you just like kind of just ready to be done with the stock? Share all your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, everyone, hopefully Mullen can rebound in our favour, but may the markets trade in your favour. Cheers.